Hello everyone. Okay. Hi, good morning. Welcome to day 2 of our March project or March yoga project, Back to Basics. Hello there. And just foundation of yoga. So if you're new, if you didn't join yesterday's, which was the first day, it's just a simple practice. We're aiming to try to practice every day, even for 10-15 minutes. So if you're new to yoga, welcome. If you're not new and you just want somebody to cheer you up and practice with you, also welcome. Good morning, everyone. So let's get started. We see a few people. I see a few people online already. So let's get started and go on your mat. So this morning we're gonna start with a child pose. Child pose is that resting pose that during the practice or whenever you're really feeling stressed, you can just take that pose. So I only have my mat today and I have just a small towel that you can use, just roll it and pat your knees if you needed to. We'll take a few poses on our knees, and if you have pain in the knees or just want to protect it, it just offers an extra cushion. So I'll place it here, and in child pose, go ahead and widen your knees, so as wide as the mat, just like taking an angle, and bring the big toes to touch. Here, so wide. Both knees to the sides, edges of the mat, big toes to touch, and from here you're going to bring the hips all the way down to your heels. Stretch your hands in front of you, just like a bit of an active child pose, just to stretch the shoulders. Now if you're here, that's absolutely fine. Just stay where you are. Just try to stretch the shoulders and bring the head all the way down to the mat, if that's possible. If you're finding your hips not really touching your heels, that's fine. We're just starting, so play by the. I still have a few days left until the end of the month. So the more that you practice, the more that you find your body is adapting to the poses. So just go ahead here and breathe for a few moments. You can bring the elbows down on the mat. If you're feeling that this is a little bit too much for your shoulder, just move your hand a little bit wider, take a wider opening here with the hands, with the fingers, spread the fingers, and just rest here and focus on your breathing. So you're gonna be inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Just as we start the practice, it's a good time to just bring the awareness to your breath, bring the awareness to your body. Just scan the body and see if any areas of tension. Is it the shoulder? Is it your back? Legs? Neck? All over? Just bring your awareness to that area and just continue to breathe. And take those few breaths here at your own time, your own pace. You just quieten the mind, calm yourself, and just start the day or start the practice from a simple, relaxed, good place. So continue with your breathing here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Take 2 more breaths. Now walk your hands a little bit back, so just next to your head, and bring yourself, inhale, bring yourself back up. And now we're gonna go to tabletop. So again, place a towel underneath your knees if you need to. And in tabletop, so it's all fours. So first, just think about the foundation first. So make sure your wrist is underneath the shoulders. There's a space here. And there is a space between your knees, like almost about 2 fists here, so hip width apart. Okay, 2 fists or a little bit more. And the knees is underneath your hips. Your feet, the top of the legs on the mat. And try to, if your feet are like this, try to bring them just parallel to each other. Placing my wrist underneath the shoulders. Okay, making sure everything's checked. And then we're gonna inhale as I raise my head, raise your chest, roll the shoulders back, and just go, move the spine all the way until you arch your back of the tailbone here. Cat-cow. And as you exhale, you're gonna round your back, so start from the tailbone, tuck it in, all the way through the spine, until you bring the head and the chin closer to your chest, and you're really pushing the mat away. So it's a bit of an exaggeration here, so just move with your breath. As you inhale, lift your head, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, move through the spine until you arch your back. Look up or look in front of you, and just feeling the stretch in the spine here. And then exhale, round your back from the tailbone, so tuck the tailbone in and round your back, dome your back and shoulders, push the mat away, bring the head and the chin closer to your chest. Just a bit of a mobility for the spine in the morning. So one more time, inhale, lift head, roll shoulders back, lift the chest, look in front of you and arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back all the way through, push the mat away, bring the head and the chin closer to your chest. Good, inhale, come back to center, so neutral spine. And from here, gonna keep your feet, the top of the foot on the mat. Just look in front of you as you take a deep breath in here, inhale, and just lift your knees just a little bit. So keep the knees hovering above the mat and the tops of your foot still on the mat. Look in front of you. You're gonna feel a little bit of, you're actually activating your core muscle or your abdomen muscle. So if you can, just tuck your tummy in a little bit, or as we say, bring your navel closer to your spine, but just don't tuck it too much that you can't breathe. And just look in front of you here. Keep breathing and hold for 3, 2, maybe you feel a little bit shaky, and 1 more. And now bring the knees down, tuck your toes, and bring the heels back on, or bring the hips back on your hips. So stay here just to stretch your toes. And at the same time, we're gonna do some poses on our wrists. So just roll the wrist here if it feels a little bit sore. We spend a lot of time just doing this, whether you're in your computer or driving. So it's good to just move your wrist a little bit. You can interlace your hands together and just roll the wrist a couple of times here. Bring a bit of mobility. Stretch it. Strengthening it. And while you're here, just shake your hands a little bit. And also, if you need to stretch your wrist or just change the way that we're always sitting like this, just go ahead and bring the hands, so bring the top of the hands down on the mat, palms facing up and the fingers are facing you. Now don't put a lot of weight in here, we just want to really just massage the back of the hands. So bend the knees a little bit and just bring the hands closer to you, so you're not putting a lot of weight here. Tuck the toes, so you're also taking the weight, your body's weight away, and just massage the wrist a little bit here. You can rock just slowly and gently from back to front. Close your hands and open. It's actually strengthening your hands and your wrist a little bit as well as you are just stretching it. Okay, shake your hands. And let's go back to tabletop or all fours. So again, make sure, adjust yourself first, take your time. Wrist underneath shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Tops of the feet on the mat, and I'm making sure that my legs are parallel to each other, not like this or not like this. Just everything checked. And again, I'm gonna try to activate my core or my abdomen muscle, so try to bring the navel, bring your tummy a little bit closer to your spine. So I'm just tucking it in a little bit to just, waking it up a bit. Extend the left leg behind you first. Look in front of you, and as you inhale, bring the left leg away from the mat, as if you're kicking something. And at the same time, stretch your right hand in front of you. So it's opposite hand, opposite legs. And just look in front of you here. Keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring the hands down, bring the knees down. Now we're gonna switch to the other side. Look in front of you first. Stretch your right leg behind you. Bring it up as if you're really kicking, hopefully not somebody, but just kicking the wall behind you or something. At the same time, stretch the left hand in front of you as if you want to grab something here. And stay here for 3 breaths. So keep breathing, control the movement. 2, and 1. Bring the hands down and the knees down. Good, now we're going to take a couple of cat-cows again. So inhale, lift your head, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, look in front of you, and really arch your back of the tailbone here. And as you exhale, round, tuck the tailbones in, and round the back, push the mat away as you bring the chin closer to your chest. One more time, inhale, lift, and arch the back, look in front of you. Exhale, round back. Good, then come back to neutral. Now we're gonna do the opposite leg, opposite arm again. So stretch the left leg behind you first. Inhale, bring the leg up and stretch the right hand to the front. And you can stay here, that's one option, just stay here and breathe for 3. Or if you want a bit of a, action or just firing up your core, then you can take a deep breath, inhale first, and as you exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, bring the elbow to the knees, knees to the elbow as you round your back. And then as you inhale, stretch it all out. So take the option that you feel good about this morning. And exhale, round, elbow to knees, knees to elbow. With control, as slowly as you can, take your time. Speed it up if you need to, but we're trying to work with the foundation, so no need to rush. And inhale, stretch and kick. And now bring the hands down, bring the knees down. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So first extend right leg behind you. Inhale, lift the right leg up and stretch left arm. Stay here, breathe, take 3 or 5 breaths. Or inhale, and as you exhale, round your back, bring the knees to the elbow, elbow to the knees. Inhale, stretch and kick. Exhale, round, knees to elbow, elbow to knees. One more time. Stretch and round. You can stay here for a couple of breaths, or just bring the hands down and knees down. Okay. Good. Then again, feeling the wrist a little bit sore, just roll the wrist here, come back to all fours, and from here you're gonna tuck the toes. We're gonna go to downward facing dog. So you're gonna basically just pushing the mat away. Adjust your hands first, so move the hands a little bit to the front if you're a bit new to this. Spread the fingers, make sure that you're really gripping the mat. Tuck the toes and push or bring the hips all the way up to the sky or the ceiling. So downward dog is that, think of yourself as this V shape. So you want to keep the back straight, shoulders away from the ears, and you're really pushing the mat away. Spreading the finger, gripping the mat, keeping the back really straight. Now go ahead and just pedal one knee, so bend one knee, straight one leg, and shift, just stretching here, waking up the body, and just come to stillness. Push yourself away, adjust your hand, adjust your legs, take one breath here. Now bend the knees, look in front of you, walk or step to the front of the mat. So take your time. And when you come to the front of the mat, keep your feet hip width apart, bend the knees if you need to, and bringing, you're folding over, so folding from the hips, and bringing the chest closer to your thighs. So bend the knees, and keep space between your feet, so hip width apart or just two fists here, there is a good space. So that's very good. And just fold forward. So if you find yourself here, that's fine. Just try to avoid just you rounding your back. Try to fold from the hips. Bend the knees, bring yourself down here. Keep your head heavy and relax. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the head, relax the hands. And just breathe. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. And as you inhale, roll yourself all the way up to standing, and take your time while you're rolling yourself, bringing the shoulders all the way up, and your head up, straighten your legs, and bring palms to touch in front of your heart or the heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. Close your eyes if you wish, or just gaze softly in front of you. Good. Now inhale, bring the hands all the way up to the sky. You can look up or look in front of you. And as you exhale, you're going to fold again from the hips, bend the knees, and bring the chest closer to your thighs. Fold forward here, keeping the head heavy. And now straighten your legs first, one leg, the second. Bring the hands on your thighs. Lift your back, so keeping the back straight and halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back as you're looking in front of you. And as you exhale, bend your knees again, bringing the chest closer to your thighs, hands on the mat, head heavy. And from here, you're going to step the left foot back and the right foot back. Coming to plank position. And in plank, again, adjusting yourself first, foundation. So making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders. I'm on my tippy toes here, and the hips, rather than don't sink your hips, or bring the hips up. So think of like that push-up position basically. So you're staying here in plank, then pushing with your toes, bringing the chest a little bit forward. Bring the knees down if you need to, and from here you're going to bend the elbows and try to take your time. So bending the elbows as slowly as possible. Lower all the way to the mat here. Keep the elbows closer to your chest, hands closer to your chest, Head down first. As you inhale, lift your head, lift the chest. Keep the elbows bent in baby cobra. Breathe and exhale, lower all the way down. But tuck your toes, and from here you're gonna go push up again. So push your chest all the way up. Keep your knees down if you need to help you. And from here you're gonna push yourself, bring the hips. So you can go like all fours or just go straight all the way, bringing the hips all the way up to the ceiling or the sky in downward facing dog again. So again, think of that V shape. Keep the back straight, legs straight, or bend the knees if you need to. One breath here. Now bring the knees down, back to child pose if you remember. So bringing the knees as wide as the mat. Bring the big toes to touch and bring the hips all the way down to your heels. Stretch your hands in front of you and lower your head to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a couple of more breaths. And now bring your hands closer to your head and inhale, lift yourself all the way up. And that's about it. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed our short practice this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow in day 3. So keep the practice. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them on my page. I'm going to post that video for you later, so if you missed it, so you can always practice again. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy and stay safe.